the sun is shining directly behind me, so you're gonna have to see my shadow the entire time. But this, in my opinion, is an interesting review, because this is an interesting inflatable. Photorealistic inflatables are for people who know about them and do inflatables and stuff. They photoreal inflatables are widely known for being stupid. And some people, I mean, at least originally, people thought that photoreal was Jimmy's stupidest decision when it comes to inflatables, or the airborne inflatable trade. But, and I was 100% one of them, and I don't know if I still am or not, because this is my first photorealistic inflatable, and we'll see. This is the one that I wanted to get. This is the 6 foot photorealistic Clark Griswold from Christmas Vacation. And it sold at home this year for $49.99. And I mean, I got this because I mean, I don't know, I'm gonna use it this year, but I didn't buy it thinking of the display. I bought it thinking about this video. So, but we first saw a prototype version of this in 2016, and stock images and stuff of it. And the original prototype model that some people have seen, there is a video out there of it. Someone has it now. Projection in the hands for the electric shock. And that would have made this a lot cooler, but it ended up being just standard. No anything, it's just a cheap fan, stupid design. This finally got picked up last year by Home Depot. Then they sold it for $80 last year, and that was, I mean, I never paid any attention to that. But now that it's at home, I mean, it's an interesting, it definitely stands out in At Home's Christmas lineup this year. So why not get it, you know? So this is going to be an in-depth review of it, and I mean, I'm excited to see how this video turns out, because I mean, this is a special / weird one, because I have kind of mixed feelings about photoreal inflatables. But let's go ahead and get to the review. So of course, the box design here, I don't know. I mean, this might be like one of the best licensed inflatable box designs. I mean, it's really based on opinion, you know. But there's all the details on the back there. Both sides are the exact same. On the other sides, there's the top there with just the Christmas Vacation logo there. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Nowhere on the box here, I'd like to point this out. Nowhere on the box does it mention what the actual inflatable is. It's just photorealistic airborne inflatable. Nowhere does it say in the description boxes. Of course, it has the logo there, but it never mentions Christmas Vacation or Clark Griswold, which is interesting. I don't know if they weren't allowed to use the trademark, because that is 100% something you would put on the box, right? So I don't know about that, but of course, this is the same box design they've used for all of them sold in stores, such as Eddie's RV, both versions of the family car, with the pine tree on the top, and strapped to the roof, and now this, and then a few other ones that were sold at Home Depot. So I mean, I would just like to go over this box design, not like really give an opinion on it, because I mean, again, it's based on each person's opinion. So you come up with your own conclusions, but that's the rundown of the box. Let's go ahead and get to the unboxing. Let's go ahead and open this guy up here. I am expecting a medium cheap fan. That's probably what it's going to end up having, but we'll see 1 amp, yep, that is a medium cheap fan. You can instantly tell by the adapter. Gonna go ahead and set that to the side. Bigger cheap fan stake pack, which is nice, than just the smaller ones, right? So instead of 2 tethers, comes with 4. So at least I didn't cheap out and just do 2 like you usually do. These instructions, of course, stupid. And then the actual inflatable in a bag here. Feel that Photorealistic, it's the same. By the way, for those of you who thought like it was a different texture on it, it's not. It's just the nylon fabric with the printed directly onto the fabric. So I guess you won't have to worry about the decals like peeling and stuff like that. But if we go ahead and unfold it here. Yes, medium cheap fan. I mean, we'll see how it inflates, and then I'll see. Then we'll see if it would have done better with a big cheap fan instead of a medium. But let's go ahead and get this guy inflated. I'm gonna go ahead and inflate this in real time here, so you guys can see how long it inflates. I'm not gonna do a time lapse. Starts up good, so it's not one of those that takes forever. Yeah, it has like that long pause that scares you, and then it finally starts. Yeah, it's inflating good already, you know. Go. And another thing here instantly off the back, we'll get to this in a minute off the bat, but it is not double printed, so it's just the front, no the back, not on the back. So I mean, meh. You know, that's what I was expecting anyway. And of course, this is just standard inflatable fabric, but it's the back is different than the front, which is interesting. Just noticed that, by the way. But gonna go ahead and get this up against the garage door here. And there you go. Let's go ahead and get to the rundown. So I'm just gonna do a rundown here instead of a walk around, because there's nothing to really walk around. Right off the bat here, I'm gonna mix this with details, by the way. The details chapter in this and the rundown will both be together, because I needed to mention this. This is, I mean, it's not really human size. It doesn't really feel like this would be like you have Clark Griswold in your yard, right? Because it's like a shrunken version of him, and it's ridiculous. But appeal, I can see how this would attract some people, because, you know, if you're a Christmas Vacation fan, then, you know, you can't help but smile when you drive by, you know. So I mean, that's something to say, right? It does have the thick tether attachments instead of the thin ones on the side, which is nice. And then of course it has 2 on the bottom there, so 4 in all. There's 2 to pin it to the ground, and then 2 for the tethers to come off of it. It's cool to think that this could have had kaleidoscopes in his hands, because that would have made this a little bit better, and it would have made my rating better at the end here, but we'll see. Instead they cheaped out, and people who follow Josh or go by his word will after I say that, they will already be saying, well, that's At Home's fault. They chose to take the kaleidoscopes out. Wrong. Don't listen to a single thing he says. All he does is spread false information. He has no information. He has no sources to back this up. Realistically, you think about it, Lowe's, Home Depot, At Home, they don't have an inflatable team that picks out what fans and lights go inside the inflatables they order. It's just ridiculous, but all these children who follow him are believing it, and it's just ridiculous. So I do not blame that this has no kaleidoscopes on At Home. I blame it on Jemmy. This is just about the same height as me. So picture that, if you're relatively the same height as me, then this is as tall as you. Another thing that I would definitely like to mention there is that the print does not even go all the way down to the base of the inflatable. That's disappointing, that just makes it less believable, less, it's just less in general. Let's go ahead and give you guys a back view here. This is disappointing. It only has 2 LEDs, not one in the middle, just one in the head and one at the base. That's very disappointing. I mean, like, the perfect spot for it, obviously, right there is right in the middle of the inflatable, but instead they just did 2 just to cheap out. Which is, that's another thing that's pretty sad, but the back is all blue, so there's not really much to say about it, but then there's the fan at the base. That's what it would look like from the back. So, you have to position this right. So, all people can see is the front. So that's something to note if you want to grab this one. So let's go ahead and rate this one. First up is concept. This, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 2 out of 10. Terrible concept. Photoreel, after this, it's still a good one, right? I still plan on using this. But concept, Photoreel is just a cheap out, really, for Jemmy. And they don't even do a good job at it, right? So it really is just coming up with a bare inflatable body, and then just slapping an image they found on Google on it and shipping it out just to make money, right? Just because it's licensed and they can make money. But it's not the worst thing Jemmy's ever come up with. Next up is design. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10, right down the middle, because it could be a lot better, but it could be a lot worse. So that's the reason why I put it right in the middle. It could just be Clark with nothing, no other details on it, on a white body, which would be terrible, right? But at least they did the blue, which no other photoreal inflatable has the blue on the back, which is nice. And the effects around it, it's not just him, so so I think that it's worthy of a 5 out of 10. And the third and final category here is price. The Home Depot price from last year was $80, which is terrible for this, but At Home is selling it for $30 cheaper this year. So $50 was a price I'm willing to pay for it. So I'm glad I got this for the price I did. So I'm gonna go ahead and give price. It's not like the best price. This is worth about $30 really, but not a terrible price. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. So overall, I'm gonna have to give this guy about a 5 out of 10. Right down the middle, because it's not Jemmy's worst design, but it's far from the best. And again, I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. This really comes down to opinion, really, what your separate opinion on photoreal inflatables are, because they're all really the same thing. To name some off, there was there's obviously this one that was sold at Home Depot last year, and now it's at Home this year. And then there's Ralphie from A Christmas Story that was sold at Home last year, and now it's being sold at Home Depot this year. And then there's Buddy the Elf that's been sold at multiple different locations. It was sold at Lowe's in 2017, 2018. And now it's being sold at Home this year, but at Home last year and this year too. But one more thing I'd like to mention here. Now there is another photorealistic Clark Griswold one, and it's a car buddy. And photorealistic car buddies are the most stupid thing. I mean, I'm not gonna even give them a chance. I wanted to give just standard photoreal inflatables a chance, but car buddy ones are just so ridiculous. That's a story for another video. But let me know what you guys think of this guy. Be sure to stay subscribed for more reviews, updates, and everything involving inflatables soon to come here on the Inflatable Bastard. I'll see you next time.